So this morning, hung out at a customer's place for probably, I don't know, most of the morning, if not all the morning. And we got a call from our dealer. Yesterday we went up and looked at, or went over to Plymouth and looked at it. And they are actually going to bring out the new purchase this afternoon, and it's just about 1 o'clock. It's going to be on 2 o'clock their time, so I'm not sure what time they're going to be here. But I got to get the 8530 unhooked from the grain drill. No, this thing has not been cleaned out. No, it has not been pressure washed. We're actually not going to clean this out until after double crop beans. So that is on hold till double crop beans is done. So I'm going to back this up just a little bit more to get a little bit more shed space in here, drop this, and get the seed unloaded that we picked up from a customer, and move everything out of the way, get the tractor out of here, and by then they should be here. We'll get this thing hooked up to the 8530, run some wiring harnesses for the monitor, and walk Dad and I through on everything we need to know about it. Don't know why that did not want to start. Probably could turn off the air conditioning. I can for you guys since it is a little windy out here. But for those that guessed a Fast Applicator, you guys were right. So I'll kind of stand right here, that way I'm kind of out of the wind for you guys, that way you guys can hear me the best. So this is a 8318 Fast Applicator. This is a 17 row, and as you can see, we do not have colders set up on here. We have the 360 Sidedress Y drops. They make two different versions of the Y drops, and this is what they call the Sidedress Y drops for Sidedress applicators. And then they make the Y drops for the high clearance sprayers like the Haggies, the Millers, and the John Deere. The reason why we went with these 360 Y drops instead of the traditional style single disc holder design and injecting it or knifing the fertilizer into the ground is because this is what our soil agronomists have recommended to us that we do. And we're actually going to be doing this not only on corn, but we're going to be Y dropping beans when we side dress the corn. So, but we will be doing a different product when we side dress the beans. I'll talk more on the liquid products that we're going to be using for corn, and then what we're going to be using for beans when we get into side dressing then. And so yeah, this is what we're going to be using for side dressing instead of side dressing anhydrous. We don't do any pre-planting in our soils. We do not see any benefit to pre-planting any of our fertilizer as far as our anhydrous goes. Side dress everything. I've been side dressing for many years now. So these Y drops are kicked up underneath here because these are actually in transport mode. So basically you just pull this pin out right here and they hang back down, and there's actually a magnetic breakaway here. So if you we accidentally hit something, these will swing out and then automatically come back down here. So what we also put on here is a John Deere Rate Controller 2000. So this will allow us to variable apply our fertilizer if we do any prescription maps, which more than likely we will end up messing with the prescription maps. I'm actually going to, after I get done filming this video here, go in on Op Center, and I actually have to do an implement profile for this and send it to the 8530, and I'm going to look at doing some prescription maps, just playing around like on the irrigated fields, or take one of our variable, highly variable soil type fields and going through and just kind of playing with that. So I might end up drawing up some maps, we'll see, and otherwise I can actually, I have 3 different programmed in rates, or I can actually run this on manual. I'll be talking more about this because this is all run through the 2630 display on here, what I use for auto steer on here, and all the neat features that I can do with this, more into side dressing then. That way you guys can experience this and you guys can actually see all this in action then, instead of just me standing here and talking about them. So for monitoring the rows then, we do have a red ball set up here that our dealer set up for us here. They also installed the Y drops for us, so basically all we had to do is get the tractor hooked up and go through and program everything. That way everything is set and ready to go for side dressing then. So this applicator does take 4 SCVs to run, and it's really nice here. They have a nice hydraulic hose key on here, and I'll definitely be needing that. And it's really nice. They actually color-coded the zip ties, and it all matches right here on the hydraulic hose key. So that is really nice that they did that, because I am definitely going to need that, because this is something totally new to us. I'm going to be the one mainly using this, mainly because 1, I'm the one who's doing this purchase, and 2, frankly, I know a little bit more about the rate controller and everything that goes into this, more than what kind of Dad does. So this is kind of a whole new learning curve for me, and this is actually going to take a little bit of stress off of Dad for spraying in the summertime then. So coming in the cab here, nothing really too different, like I said, because this is all going to be run through the 2630 here. I do have a master switch here, so foot operated right here, and that basically will turn on and off the rate controller manually for me. So basically when I come up to the end, I'll just click the master switch, and then when I turn around and drop it down, click the master switch on, and basically the pump just runs on constant. But yeah, this is the new purchase for Werner Farms. Tank capacity on this is 1,800 gallon. That's why I wanted the transport tanks that we have in the van trailer to be 2,800 instead of 2,600 gallon, because when you figure it up at 5,600 gallon and taking 1,800 gallon into 56, it just makes more sense and be more efficient with how much fertilizer that we have left in those tanks. Instead of having 2,600 gallon, it just makes a little bit more sense to have the larger tank size. Even though they were a little bit of a challenge to get in the van trailer, that van trailer is a sweet setup. So on the back of the applicator here, we do have a nice little rinse tank here, and this is positioned right over the fill valve back here. This fill valve back here is 3-inch already, so we don't even have to use an adapter or anything on our 3-inch line. So all we got to do is just plug right into it and go. So that'll be awesome. We'll be able to fill this and go fairly fast then with our 3-inch pump. This is the new purchase then, so this will actually end up replacing the anhydrous applicator, hopefully, if this works out really good. We're hoping to see some pretty big yield responses, not only in corn but in beans, by side dressing our beans, but also instead of injecting it with a coulter in the center of the row, and put our fertilizer more readily available to the plant. That way we're not cutting roots as we drag a knife through the ground, or also a coulter blade. Anyways guys, like I said, this is the new purchase. I'm pretty stoked about it. Dad is really excited about this. I know this video wasn't very long, but I figured you guys definitely wanted to see this as soon as possible. And I'm gonna go ahead and play around with this here before it rains again. We've been getting dumped on here off and on with rain. We're over 4 inches now total for the past week now, and I guess we're forecasted to get some more rain towards the end of the week here, so we are not going to be in the field for quite some time here. It's hard to tell when side dressing is going to start. Really, it all depends on what kind of weather we have here. It's actually supposed to get down into the 40s towards the end of this week again. This weather is all over the place. It's unbelievable, guys. But anyways, it's hard to tell when the next video will be. I'll keep you guys posted the best I can, and you guys will be seeing a heck of a lot of videos of this rig this summer. So look forward to a whole bunch of videos on this, and thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.